My name is Tanya Kirouac and I work in Encaustic, which is a wax medium. So it's a fairly unusual medium. It involves painting with hot wax, incorporating the pigment into the wax, and I layer it on with brushes. It's really a cool medium, and then I do a lot of carving and scraping, and so that's how you get all the texture that's in my work. The process of creating a piece, it really depends on the day of the week sometimes, but I often have a general idea of what I'm going to do. I'm inspired by, landscapes and nature and things like that, but that's really not what I'm trying to do when I'm painting. So one of the things I've started doing recently, I've changed my process, is layering lots of color on and getting to an almost white or very, very light finish, and then carving back through to expose the layers that are hidden underneath. My landscapes are inspired by not one place in particular, but all the different places that I visit. So we travel a lot going to shows, and just in general, I would like to travel camp and go all over the place. So I don't like to use photographs because I find you get too worked up in making something look like something else, as opposed to just creating a really general, nice feeling, So a lot of people will look at a piece and think they've been there before, but really we've all been there. Like, it's just places you see when you're driving or whatever. So yeah, it's fun that way. Then that way I'm not tied to anything. Most people just feel really good when they're in my booth. They enjoy the scenes that they see. They feel at home. They feel calm. They feel happy. And I like that. I like passing on the things that painting gives me a lot of pleasure doing it. So I like being able to pass that on to people so that it just makes them feel really good. Sometimes I have a more specific idea in my head, and sometimes I don't, so I just go with it. The wax has something to say with that too. If I'm carving through, sometimes it'll be really like, I'm just gonna stop here. Painting tells me to be done with it, so then it tends to be a little bit more abstract that way.
It's really about what the painting decides. It's whether I keep going and I make it look really realistic, or I just stop and leave it be really loose and abstract. So really that's how I decide.